Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Visit us at folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
You got Whitey, you got Jay today, and we got Sean Cunningham. We have TV sports royalty in studio.
Where's that at?
Yeah. Welcome back to Sactown Sports.
Thanks,
Sean.
Whitey. It's great to see you. And Jay. I just saw him just for a split second. Hi, Jay.
What's up with your family?
Not much.
How you doing, brother?
I love being back here.
Come on, man. Fire it up.
It's so much fun. It really is. I mean, I know I joked that I got fired in the building, but like seeing familiar yeah.
In this one or Madison?
No, well, we existed in Madison, but this is the one I got. They said, "Hey,
this is where they would do things like that."
They chop your head off.
Shoot me a quick text message on who did that and let me call him.
I don't even know.
Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, I do. I know whose decision it was, but the other people were just carrying out the the demands. But yeah, the guy who gave it, he's not here anymore. So
I think I sent you a text after that because you and we worked together for a long time over in that other building.
We did. Yeah, I loved it. And one of my favorite memories of being in that building was you were on the morning show, and I got to fill in for your producer at the time. And I remember I was like, what are you guys looking for? And it was mainly just, for those who don't know, it was basically guest booking. Like, just go and find a guest, blah, blah, blah. And the Kings, I think, were in Minnesota for the playoffs or doing something like that. And you're like, hey, Craig Kilborn was in there, did their training camp. And I was like, yes, I can flex the entertainment muscle that I like to do because other shows that I was on, I couldn't really do that much. And I was like, I can get Craig Kilborn. And so I was like, I'm going to do that. And we did it. And
I remember that. I hadn't
super
thought of that
early.
in a long time.
Hosted the Late Late Show at the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we could talk about the old times and better times.
But,
why not?
Well,
it's better than talking current.
Yeah, at some point, Sean, right?
Yeah.
At some point, we got to deal with what's going on. Is anybody still surprised when the Kings are defeated like they were yesterday?
They probably shouldn't be. I put myself in that category because I just, I keep looking at the team and you look at the talent level and you go, okay, we didn't expect them to be world beaters or even good, but having a full 48-minute effort is something that I expected. I think any fan should expect, and I just didn't think it would be this bad. 3-11, the record is one thing. I don't have a problem with them losing games. It's just the way it happens, and you look at how many 30-point quarters, how many 70-point halves, and just I talk about we can talk until we're blue in the face and say, oh, they've got this problem offensively. Dennis Schroeder isn't this. He's coming off the bench now. They should start this person. They don't do anything defensively, and it's beyond all that. I've seen bad defensive teams win basketball games. Remember the Mike D'Antoni Suns would just run, try to outscore everybody. And, there's sometimes that works. It's a little empty calories, as people talk about. Will you really succeed, and especially in a postseason, series, 7-game series, whatever? I get all that, but like the one thing you can't coach is effort. And if you don't have a full 48-minute effort, you're urinating in the wind. That's the nice way to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cleaner way to
Sean
say
Cunningham.
Yeah.
They don't let him talk that way at KCRA
No, they
Channel
don't.
3. Michelle Dapper is not a fan.
They're not going to
of
put that.
that kind of language. And Dell doesn't care for it either, is my understanding.
He texted me and told me, yeah, don't say that.
But I agree with you in this sense. Obviously, we've been around the Kings a long time. Most people listening, watching have been. We've seen some teams that defensively aren't very good, especially even, of recent vintage. But this is one of the worst. They just cannot get stops. And I'm not ranting and raving about they need to do this, they need to do that. It's like if you can't get stops, you're just not going to win very many games, period. And this team is not equipped to get stops, in my opinion.
It's crazy because, like, even talking to guys after in this homestand, and it just kept getting worse from that Thunder game. And Doug comes out and he's obviously saying some pretty poignant, strong messaging to his team, and it's amazing what 5 games can do. Because you go from you beat whatever with the Warriors, they were shorthanded, you were shorthanded too, and with the Kings. But I mean, I think the moment of the season was the Milwaukee game, and now Milwaukee didn't play particularly great, but you played really well. And there was some things down the stretch that didn't go Milwaukee's way, but the Kings were able to capitalize on that. It's weird going from something like that where they seemed like they were more of a cohesive together unit to fast forward a little over a week and you're like, what the hell? What happened to this kingdom that just crumbled so quickly and has really everyone wondering, did Doug Christie lose his locker room yet? Because they're playing like it.
Yeah, if he did, I think it only matters if he's lost part of it. What I mean is, maybe you disagree. As long as the younger demo in the locker room is still hanging on his every word, they're good. The veterans, it's possible that the veterans hear all this talk about, this is a rebuild. They haven't played as well since that all came out. I could understand how veterans, and Doug Christie was a veteran, he understands this. Veterans look at this and like, okay, maybe I'm a short timer here. Fine, I got to look out for me. So in that sense, if he's lost them, it's probably more like a mutual understanding. You know what I mean? Like a business thing between those players and Doug Christie. He's really talking, as in my opinion, when he got so angry last week, he was talking to the young players, telling them, you see that? All right, they did that. They're veterans. You can't do that. That's unacceptable. But my question for you, Sean, your opinion, I heard you on with Alan a few weeks ago. You were saying, hey, I think they're really trying to win now. Where do you think that all is as far as the Kings trying to compete for a plan versus trying to maybe refresh the roster?
Yeah, I think they would like to refresh it, but I don't think like the appetite. It's interesting because like I feel like the record certainly changes calculus to a degree because I think they thought they'd be better than where they're at. But make no mistake, I think they always had we want to refresh this roster even before the season started. So like they could have won 7 games straight and they could be 11-3. I still think that there's an appetite to get more cap flexibility to be able to capitalize when the moment's right. Because everything I've been told, and I know that there's people who want to see him tank and whatever. I mean, it's obviously a great draft, but the appetite just wasn't there. They want to be able to compete. And so this, I think, strikes a chord, but I don't know that it necessarily makes them want to hit an eject button, because
on
trades are still
season?
I mean, trades are still really hard to do, right? It's not like I made this analogy the other day. It's not like baseball where you can go, all right, F it, this guy's gone, give me 2 single-A players. It's just not that easy. You have to make contracts work, and people are going to hold on to their picks as much as possible. So I don't think it makes them any more tradable. And then the notion that I kind of push back on is like, oh, they're going to showcase some of their veterans. It's like, how insulting is that to the other teams in this league and their scouting departments if you have to showcase people that are veterans in this league? Like, you know what Zach LaVine is, you know what DeMar DeRozan is, you know what Domantas Sabonis is. I mean, the most tradable piece that I think we all expect, and it probably dates back to last season, was DeMar DeRozan, just because next year's not fully guaranteed. So it's a very business-friendly type of situation. Maybe a team is down like Boston Celtics. They don't have Jason Tatum. Maybe they need some scoring punch, whatever. Clippers are kind of a mess right now. It's close to L.A. I mean, there's a lot of little things you can kind of circle around and say that might be appealing for somebody like that to come in on a low-level move and just make something. But the fact is, he still makes $20 million. How do you make money work? Over $20 million. So, it's just not that easy. And I think their strategy is, how do you move some of those pieces and get better?
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah, and I know this is a formula that Jay and I have been looking at. You know, they've got, 68 games left. You win half of those. Let's say they found their way to becoming a team that could win half of their remaining games. You'd go, 34-34. That would put you at 37 wins for the year.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to do much for you. But we'll get back to that. We have lots of time to talk about that today with Sean Cunningham. Kyle Draper is going to join us bottom of the hour. How about some good news? Keegan
Murray
getting ready to come back.
Yeah, it's what everyone wants to see, and I think from a true evaluation standpoint, like Scott Perry wants to see the full collection of players that he put together and what they can do. I don't know how many games he gives it before he goes, okay, that wasn't. It's, But look, who knows if it can bring out the level of compete and the competitive spirit. I mean, Keegan usually brings that, and I think what we told Alan just a moment ago, it's like thing that I took from preseason, which isn't much, but look, he wants to shoot the ball. Like, that's fantastic. You so often he doesn't take those moments based off of people that's been around him historically, and he's certainly looking to do that. So yeah. I'm encouraged by that. I want to see this, and he's a young player on this team. Let's see how he meshes with some of these guys. But yeah, the watchability of this team right now is not good. So
not great.
Anything like that can maybe go a long way for them.
Obviously, on the surface, that's a great thing. Keegan's back. But, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, well, how much does he play? Who is not playing as much because he's playing? Then it gets a little trickier. But obviously, it's a good thing. I just, as good as he is, he's a really good defender, and they obviously are terrible defensively. He's not going to be able to help that much. Mm-mm. That's not fair, right? To think that, all right, they're on their way now with Keegan.
Right. He still is what he is. I think for a team that doesn't have – this is what always makes Keon Ellis look so great, especially right now. Because it's like, you have nobody's playing defense. He gets out there and he looks so much greater and maybe even a little overrated for what he truly is.
Yes,
because
I agree.
He's surrounded by dudes that don't do what he does.
Completely agree.
Yeah, so if you're adding to that, it takes some pressure off of Keegan. It takes some pressure off of people like Zach LaVine, who is not a good defender. So maybe he can go back to – he's talked about it, and I would push back on it that he says, I've been working my you-know-what off trying to defend and work on team defense, and certainly the tape might show otherwise, but that man is an offensive scoring genius. And the fact that he doesn't play in the fourth quarter and doesn't get some shots up, if you're not shooting the ball, you shouldn't play in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Having Keegan Murray back, maybe that just takes some pressure off of some guys that are asked to do something that they're really not. Like, the zebra doesn't change its stripes. Like, you bring certain people in here to be themselves. Luke Walton's biggest flaw when he was here was trying to turn Buddy Hield into a ball handler and trying to be a playmaker and play point guard at times because they didn't really have that. You just wouldn't do that. And to Zach's point, he said it the other night. He's like, you're not bringing Rudy Gobert in here to score 30 points a night.
Yeah. Sean Cunningham with us today. By the way, did you see Steve Kerr go off on Buddy Hield last night? Did you see what happened?
A little bit.
3 minutes to go, they're up 22, and Buddy throws a pass out of bounds, inbounds pass, and Steve Kerr went ballistic.
Lost his you-know-what. And you know what? I think Buddy loves those moments. Like, he'll push back and he'll, blah, blah, blah. But I always remember about Buddy when he was here. It's like he and Dave Yeager would have the weirdest relationship, but then he'd catch himself and he'd go, but I got paid from Dave Yeager. Like, Dave Yeager, I had my best year of my career under Dave Yeager. So it's like, in the moment, you get that heated something, but when you get somebody who's holding you to account and then holding you accountable and you got to own it, and at the end of the day, you're right. I blew that.
Yeah. Sean, Jay, have you ever been as angry at anybody, speaking of coaches being angry, as Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh were yesterday at Renardo Green when he got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike after they stopped the Cardinals on third down? Big picture, it did not matter at all. But at the time, they got to stop. They're getting the ball back. And then it was the tight end, McBride. He grabbed his face mask, and then Renardo Green went back after him. 15 yards. And Kyle Shanahan had the play sheet over his mouth as he was talking to him. Man, he was furious.
No, never on the field. Not one time. To me, that's made-up coach talk.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Man, too many times coaches go overboard with some of that. I guess one play. Let them get back out there and rock them. Mm-hmm. They took him off the field, too, which is cold blood.
And he was sitting on the bench, and Shanahan went over, and a teammate came over and pushed Shanahan away like, we're good, we're good.
Come on, man. Check this out. Go figure out the next 5 plays coming out of halftime there, Coach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I just thought it was overboard. I think Saleh's kind of like that. To me, organically, it looks like that. We've heard Saleh in conversations, and you go back and look at the history with the Jets and, of course, 49ers, and prior to that. Shanahan, to me, though, it's not believable. Not
Really?
believable. Yeah.
Oh, I was buying it.
Yeah, see, he fooled you.
I would have bought tickets to it. I mean, it's like drill sergeants, right? They're like always screaming and yelling, and you know, whether it holds any weight or not. But guys don't like to be embarrassed, and you're doing that. It's not only on national TV, but your teammates are seeing it. It's like,
right.
Yeah, you know, and there's other ones where it's a move so bad. I'm trying to think earlier in the year, a guy messed up entirely, and the coach was it the Falcons had to come over and apologize later on. He came out the next day and apologized.
Wasn't that the Cardinals?
Cardinals.
When the player fumbled the ball before he got into the end zone.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, he lost his just everything. I thought he was a burst of blood vessel, and then he had to come out the next day and apologize.
It was again, right? It was the head coach.
Yes,
wasn't
he was.
it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Kyle, the skin gets a little tight in a certain way when he's really mad. And it's like, that's the tell. But it didn't.
Then why cover your mouth, Shanny?
Well, he didn't want people to know what he was.
But
he's surprised if you do that again, I'm going to cut you on the spot. I'm thinking about it right now.
And play who? Luter? Lucas? Who is he going to play?
Good idea, but he was just expressing. You're right, Jay. He's probably saying, "Hey, for future reference, we probably should refrain from that type of activity on a third down."
This is your corporate verbal warning. And beyond this, next time, I mean, Kyle looked like he was going to come over the table and get in a fight with him.
Yes.
Everybody deserves a write-up. First one, right?
I wouldn't trust myself if I came unglued like that. That's
I know.
That's stroke material right there.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Sean Cunningham with us today. Looking at the Kings. Now, you say, Sean, and I know you're very well sourced on all this, you don't think the Kings are necessarily giving up on this season. Let's say that at some point, if they're not there now, that they're looking at, how do we end up in prime drafting position? If they wanted to do that, again, maybe they don't right now. Maybe they never will. But if they did, it's going to be really hard because you have to be one of the bottom three teams to have a 14% chance at the first pick, right? Yeah, and we all look at the Kings right now and say, oh, my goodness, this is awful. They're 3-11. They're playing at a 2-14 pace, but New Orleans is worse at 2-11. I saw them last night. They're just terrible, especially without Zion. The Pacers, of course, they have injury issues. They're 1-12. The Nets are 2-11, and the Wizards are 1-12.
But of all that grouping, is there anyone there you're surprised by?
No, but I'm just saying, if you think, we'll take and we'll get one of the top three spots, maybe you won't.
Right. I mean, the lottery is they've the ping pong balls haven't gone their way. I mean, there's no exact science to it. I've never been a tanking person myself. I also feel like you have to be set up to fail that way. Like if you look at Brooklyn, for example, like they've got a youth movement going. They're building for something. They have a young head coach that has the stability of the organization. He was compensated well to be able to bring them through this dark period while they accumulate all this young talent and see what comes out the other way. The Kings aren't that. The Kings have veterans everywhere, old veterans at that, in a young man's league, and they for whatever reason. I'll always say, look, the object for Monty McNair was not to pair DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine together. That was a byproduct of trying to get something for De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
and it's now gone this long into it.
Still should have been a deal breaker, but I understand your point.
Right, yeah, and then there's the argument: should you have traded whatever, but. Putting that aside, like they just are what they are. And that's why I think it's so hard for fans to hear Doug Christie say the right thing and say the identity of this team is being X, Y, and Z. And that clearly doesn't come out in what you watch on tape. And so you can want your identity to be one thing, but the reality is your identity is something completely different in the now. And as athletes, this is where that juxtaposition is so funny because we talk about, you look at their schedule. The schedule's brutal, right? They're all living in the moment. One game, right? It's one game to the next, day to day. But yet he's looking at it in a grand big picture, and we're trying to say, no, you are this because this is your day to day. You may want this down the road. Maybe next year you have, or even 6 months from now, you've created something that is more equal to the identity that you've desired. But in the day to day right now, it is not that. And I think that's what strikes such a chord with some of these players and their frustrations because they're hearing their coach say something is not what they necessarily built for.
I think it also strikes a chord with a lot of fans, and I think they are making judgments on this that are not accurate, but I understand it. Don't you think, Jay, Sean Cunningham, coach says, look, we're trying to establish our identity. You watch it as a fan, you go, they're nothing like that. So one conclusion is he doesn't know what he's doing or what he's talking about. That is not what's going on, but I could see how as a fan you would look at that and go, they're the polar opposite of what he wants them to be. Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, but it's just he's got to ride this out with this roster as they figure out where they're going to take it.
Yeah, it is. I'll say this, Sean, one of the things that we've had a conversation about, and maybe when I say we, me and Whitey, but a lot of what I've always completely said, and it goes back to trade, it goes back to De'Aaron, it goes back to, many different episodes and situations for the Kings. I think there's just a lack of continuity, meaning everyone has to come out and say it. If Coach Christie is saying it, and of course you're putting the message or spreading the message through Coach Christie, but at the same time, front office has got to come out and say, and we understand the 6 core principles of Scott Perry at this point. It's like a study guide at this point. I feel like at the end of the season, there's going to be a quiz because you got to know these 6 core principles of what the Kings are trying to do, but you're talking about it. You're saying the great things. You're saying good things. We hear Coach Christie saying that. But as you say, the play doesn't equal the same conversation. So what I'm saying is maybe you come out together with some continuity, and then we won't have to second guess Scott Perry, because I do believe people are second guessing what Scott Perry is talking about, even though he's fresh and new here, which is the same thing that I think we're getting with Doug Christie is we hear what you guys are saying, but we see something different. Mm-hmm. I think maybe if you come out together, might be a little different.
Yeah, well said. I mean, I the only thing I'd add to that too is I think, from a player standpoint and talking to people before, it's like you're trying to set a tone or a culture, and whatever that is, like however you want to phrase it, like you're trying to set a tone. And as one player put it to me, they're trying to instill a philosophy that exists for an ideal, and we are not that ideal. And so how do you change how you coach? Do you always coach to that expectation of being, this is what we want, when not recognizing the reality of what you are, setting an example for young guys? And let's be honest. I mean, I know so many people are talking about, let's see what the young guys can do, all that. The little caveat there too is you outside of Nick Clifford and Devin Carter, where's your first round pick? You know what I mean? Should you be trying to see what your second round pick or undrafted guy can do? You have a team that's built for a reason. And yes, you'd like to see some of these young guys flourish, but the reality is, none of these young guys may be here a year from now. So right. I wouldn't want anybody to, outside of Keegan Murray, who has a contract with this organization that they've committed to him. I mean, they can still move him later this year, but the reality is this team is so bad, there ain't no untouchables on this team.
Where do you think they are? What's your best guess? Maybe you know more than a guess with Keon. I'll tell you my assumption, and perhaps I haven't been correct. My assumption is they like Keon. He does fit what they want to do, big picture, with the the foundation and the principles. And they haven't been playing him as much because they know that. And I know you already said you don't think they're showcasing people. That's my guess. But obviously, we don't know what they're going to do given his contract status. Where do you think they are with Keon?
I think with not seeing Keon at certain points of the season, they want to see a certain group together and what those numbers bear out, and really be able to point to something tangible to say, y'all suck. And we're not bringing him in here to save your play. That's why I'm a guy who just despises plus minus, because it's not indicative of you as a player. It's indicative of you as who you play with.
Right.
But all analytics, all numbers, they're helpful. Right.
That's actually true of offensive rating too.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So to that point, they already know what Keon Ellis is.
Yeah.
And so I would disagree with the way maybe that kind of played out, but because it's eerily familiar to what some of the things Mike Brown had done last year, and that didn't go well, and ultimately it led to his demise. It's one of the several ingredients that kind of factored into him not being here anymore. But to the larger point, I don't think this organization looks at Keon Ellis as irreplaceable. But in the now, as we talked about, he does things. 3-and-D is at a premium in this league, but on this team, it's the white whale. So right. He's got to play.
So you think they value him? It's Absolutely. Funny. That's a great point. Mike Brown didn't play him. Doug Christie isn't playing him, but for almost totally opposite reasons in a way.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons. Last year, I remember kind of looking at the way this team was built, and I hate being the guy that always goes, let's go way deep into the roster. Well, if this guy only had a little bit more playing time, well, maybe this would be whatever. Fans tend to do that.
Yes.
And I felt myself doing that with Isaac Jones, because I'm looking around going, none of you guys can do what this dude does. And I'm not saying it was going to equate to winning, but certainly he went from being an undrafted two-way player to all of a sudden showing the fact that he can provide length and athleticism, a give a damn, something that's just so hard to find on this team. And then you find this once they up him to a regular contract, they're also looking at him, man, if he could just stretch the floor. And what do we see in the summer league, which I don't take anything from, but at least he was building to something.
He was working on that last year in the G League too.
And then to bring in somebody like, Russell Westbrook, Precious Achiuwa. I understand Precious Achiuwa only a year older, more physical, a lot bulkier, stronger. We get it. But to come at the sacrifice of Isaac Jones and maybe not some of the back-end players where money is more guaranteed, it's those tough business moves, but it's hard as a fan to look at that and go, man, they were building for something there. Not that Isaac Jones is some future star, but certainly played a type of role. And to Doug's credit, he wouldn't touch Isaac Jones last year, and he didn't touch him this year. For whatever reason, that coach just didn't go to that player.
What's the deal with Doug McDermott?
Guaranteed contract, who can shoot,
Why?
good hair,
I know
great
he
hair,
can shoot.
Creighton
and
legend.
I have nothing against him, but why do they commit to this guy that they never play?
There was probably nobody more surprised in the city than me when I saw that they brought him back and gave him guaranteed money. But it shows you that shooting is at a premium.
Yeah,
and
not if it's sitting on the bench though.
Right. Well, yeah. I just think you need a pro, and they love Doug, so.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have anything against him, and he does some nice things, but he hardly ever plays, and I don't understand why they would make the commitment to him when you have so many questions about other people on the roster and you need to get younger. But it's a puzzle, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. And it's when you factor in money and all those kind of things, it's like it's got to be really it's got to be so hard. Baseball has all these different levels of professional baseball under your organization in the minor leagues, and you have to keep all that in mind. Basketball seems like it's so much more simpler. It's just, are you going to go into your luxury tax and your aprons, or are you not? And if you're trying to stay under that to maintain your flexibility, tough decisions have to be made. And I still scratch my head about Domantas Sabonis being on this team. He's a very hard player to build around. And for the longest time, you needed length and athleticism, and you couldn't find it.
Right.
And then you get Jonas Valanciunas, which is a starting level caliber center, and then he's gone.
So you can bring in another guard,
or even Dario Saric. That. I get it. It's a little bit more cap flexibility, but yeah, those are tough things for fans to swallow.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out, but coming up, we've got someone who will explain it all to us. It's time for Drapes Takes. Kyle Draper will join us. It's Jay and Whitey and Sean Cunningham with us today. Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Monday, we're still looking at unsettled periods of weather during the day. Showers on again, off again. A chance for an isolated thunderstorm as well through sunset tonight. It's going to stay unseasonably cool with highs today in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Winning 1K is easy. Just turn the key for a G. Take a test drive at any dealership at the Roseville Auto Mall to be entered to win. The Roseville Auto Mall is giving away $1,000 every day through December 19th. Turn the key, take the drive, and win a G. Only at the Roseville Auto Mall.
Honey, look. 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
The new press 2017 threw me off. I'm back on course. Probably would have made it playing football, blood. But repping the whole bay like Golden State, I'm a dub.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Sean Cunningham, nice enough to join us. We go way back. Jay and I go way back with Sean Cunningham. We used to work here. Really kind of set the tone as Doug Christie's trying to do for the Kings. Sean Cunningham set the tone for Sactown Sports.
Did
I?
You think? Yeah, I like to think so.
Dude, I can't believe this is the first time I've ever heard this. I had no clue that you were relieved of your duties. I thought you left on your own.
No, and that was it was a time where the station was going through some changes because I mean they went from wanting to be, I started when it was a little bit more guy talk before sports, and then sports became pretty heavy, and then we went back to being, we don't want to get away from sports. Kings aren't that good, blah, blah, blah. And then they got rid of the reporter role that I was doing, and so I was producing for a little while, and then they brought in Don Geronimo. And so, I was helping out that show for a little while, and I was like, man, I feel like Dead Man Walking. Like, I would have fired me. So I don't even hold it against them. It's just what they wanted to do.
Don't say that.
Yeah, right. So
yeah, good news for you and bad news. The bad news is we're only on till 4 because of Monday Night Football. The good news is joining us now.
Hey,
he'll answer all our Kings questions. Kyle Draper, what's up, Drapes?
I'm good, man. Let me. You know what?
Boy, got some good Wi-Fi today, baby. I see you.
Nice Wi-Fi.
No, I'm just saying, Jay.
Crisp.
We don't let any damn person sit in my chair. What the hell's going on?
Is this yours? Hold on.
Guy,
is this your chair? It
still
feels
my
low.
Chair. I mean, even though I'm not there anymore, it's still my chair. It's sort of like when Phil Jackson retired or when Kareem retired, they gave him a rocking chair. You just remove that chair out of service.
Yeah.
Sean Cunningham, my guy, but damn, we just let anybody sit in that chair.
Oh, you're not wrong. I this chair sits very low for some reason. Like I feel like I'm looking up at Whitey right now. He's in like a throne. He's up. He's propped up.
We can fix that.
Yeah, I thought that was your chair. No, I like to sit low. I'll figure this out.
Yeah.
No, hey, Sean, I'll tell you what. That's one thing I noticed working with Whitey also. It's like the Colin Cowherd show. Whitey got to be all up here, sitting higher than everybody looking down. So it's not just you, my friend.
J Mac. We got J Mac here.
I gotta sit here because that's where the microphone is. Can I ask you this, Drapes? We got so much to talk about. Did you have a chance to catch up with HB, Fox, or Jordan McLaughlin, or even your old buddy Kelly Olynyk yesterday?
I talked to Fox just briefly, though.
Yeah.
Like we didn't talk about the state of the franchise, state of the team. Asked him how his family was doing. He said Rasay and them will be sitting right at midcourt. And sure enough, man, this wasn't a day for reunions or hugs or anything like that. The team is down right now. All those pleasantries and everything, shoot them a text afterwards or something like that. I don't need to be hugging up on guys before the game or after the game. Nah, man, we trying to get some W's out here.
The question behind that then is I won't even ask you about what DeMar and De'Aaron talked about because that blew up like everybody. It was cryptic message, and they were talking. Did the team know that? Did the team know we're not supposed to be shaking hands and kissing babies?
Now, those guys, see, I'm the announcer, man. And so, when I walk into a building, I got my game face on and everything like that. But we know the thing about it, the reason why DeMar is here partially is because of De'Aaron Fox. And so I get it. Those two have a close relationship. But I was salty, man. I'm in a bad mood, man. The Fruit Loops ain't tasting as good when I wake up. The coffee is cold now. It's tough right now, man. I'm struggling right now.
Yeah, and just to be clear, that's because of the way the Kings are playing. It's not because Sean Cunningham is in your seat, right?
Nah. Hey, you've had worse than that seat, Whitey. So Hey, Jay, you know what? I'm not here to make pleasantries. I'm not here to crack jokes. I'm here to deliver Drape's takes, big fella. Can I get my music, please?
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Let me say this. It's been a while since I sat across from my former co-host, Kevin Whitey Gleason. And I thought I'd sort of like give an homage, if you will, to him by pulling out the box score.
Uh-oh.
See, I got the box score from the last game. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Whitey? We don't need the damn box score, big fella. We don't need to look at the stats to figure out what's going on. Obviously we know that the schedule is tough. You go to Minnesota. You got San Antonio, a young upstart team. We got OKC. But what's ailing the Kings right now will not be found in the box score, Whitey. Sure, San Antonio shot 54%. Sure, they got out on the break. Sure, they dominated in second chance points. But all those things have to do with one thing, and that's effort, fellas. That's effort for a full 48 minutes. We see it at times. We see it a little bit. We see it from the bench. We see it from but we don't see it for a full 48. And, the team held a practice today. They had a spirited film session, and that's what the coaches are harping on. It's like, guys, you can't blame the X's and O's. You can't blame the injuries if you're not out there giving maximum effort. And I feel like at times, Sean, at times, Whitey and Jay, the Kings just sort of coast through a game. A couple of days ago in the film session, Doug Christie broke down the loss to Minnesota. Now, you guys know in that game, it was tied at 94-94 at one point. But over the next 1 minute, Minnesota went on a 9-0 run, I think it was, that made it 103-94. So that shows me the Kings are losing focus, not for the entire game. They're not being outplayed the entire game. They are losing focus, and 1 minute can change the whole complexion of the game. We saw it a couple of nights ago in Minnesota. We saw it with San Antonio getting off to that slow start. One of the things I asked Doug Christie about after the game yesterday is, it seems like you guys, the team is always playing from behind. How do you flip that? How do you flip that script? And he admitted we got to get off to better starts. You can't be trailing by 10 points, 14 points, 16 points in the first quarter. And to me, it's not about the X's and O's, whether you make shots or not or anything like that. It's about giving a damn for a full 48 minutes. I don't know if you guys see that too.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, you're saying exactly what we're talking about, which is effort, and you can't coach effort. That's the toughest part, and I feel for Doug that way, and that's why Kyle, you're on the road with this team. I'm back here in Sacramento to see every one of these games. I feel like when you go to those press conferences, and I'm glad that you do because we get to hear some of those questions. Some of these efforts that you're seeing, I feel like you just should grab the mic, literally look them in the eye, and just go, why? Like that's it. Just open up that question. Just say why. Because this team is either incapable of putting together a full 48, which I refuse to believe, or it's when they don't punch first, which they haven't. Right. You've had the crescendo of your season has been the Milwaukee victory, which looks like a completely different team to where you are today. And if once a run happens, they have zero response to it. It's like there's a let up right there. Mm-hmm. Let go of the rope. This one's over, on to the next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and before I continue on, let me set the rules for Sean Cunningham. That was a nice take and everything, but this is Drape's takes, big fella. You went on for about 45 seconds, right? I'm just saying, Sean, you know your stuff and everything, but don't dominate, big fella. Imagine if you were sitting across from Stephen A.
Right.
He wouldn't let you do that. So
definitely wouldn't.
Good stuff, but keep it to about 15 seconds.
Where are you at? San Antonio or Oklahoma City, man?
I'm in OKC right now.
Where are y'all at the Renaissance or something?
Now we're at the brand new Omni, big fella. We've been out here for
They got
the last
Fruit Loops
2 years,
at the
right
Omni?
across from the convention center. The arena is right across the street. The weather is beautiful. Stop by the pool today, just to clear my mind a little bit. But back to my.
I'm just trying to see. I figured you was in OKC because you was in a bad mood.
Yeah,
I knew you till you drove away from the Riverwalk. I figured.
Yeah, hey, I can tell you we ain't in LA because I wouldn't be in a bad mood in LA. You know that, or Miami, or somebody somewhere like that. OKC, yeah, you could be in a bad mood a little bit here in OKC. But let me get to my second take, fellas, big fella. Keon Ellis, we got a conundrum here, man. We got a conundrum. I understand Doug started him, which I thought was the right move, even though it didn't pan out. But I don't feel like Keon can get in any kind of rhythm right now, man. Playing 14, 15, 16 minutes. And that log jam at guard is coming back to bite us right now. You got Malik, cooking last night, so Zach doesn't play a whole lot. Everybody's not in rhythm right now. And it goes to show you where this team is. And hopefully Keegan Murray comes back, supposed to join us reportedly here in OKC, maybe play on the back end. But what you're seeing, if I'm correct, we've had 12 different starting lineups or 11 different starting lineups, something like that. It's like, damn, we need to get some consistency. And what you're seeing is we're not getting consistent play. The lineups, because of injuries, guys in and out, there has just been nothing consistent about this team this year. And I think, that's where we're lacking the most, man. We just can't get into any kind of rhythm, not only from a coaching staff, not only from the results. I don't feel like the players feel like they're in any rhythm right now.
Yeah, Drapes, I feel like the organization is trying to pull a fast one on us on Keon. Because when they played him in the fourth quarter, people said, why isn't he playing? So they said, then they start him, but he still doesn't play that much. Just because we see him at the beginning, though, people think, I know he played, he started. So, I'm not buying it. They still need to play him more.
They moved his minutes from the fourth quarter to the first quarter, right?
Yes.
Just to calm everybody down.
Yeah.
And lastly, man, my last take has to be, because we thought it at the beginning of the season when Keegan Murray went down. We all looked at each other and thought, oh no, this team is in trouble. And what we're seeing, not only are we missing Keegan's defense, we know he can guard 1 through 5. Not only are we missing his rebounding, but we're in desperate need of some shooting also. Like, what did we miss? Our first 8 threes last night, I think it was, or something like that? Or, we need some more shooting, and I think that's where Keegan can help us out, man. And it may be too late. The team is struggling right now, searching for answers, obviously. But damn, we knew the loss of Keegan Murray would be great, more than just losing a player. You're losing arguably your best two-way player, and a guy that we thought would take a major leap this season. And so hopefully he comes back. The schedule is starting to lighten up. Once we get back at home next week, I know we got Minnesota, then Phoenix and Utah, and maybe you could build some momentum. But the loss of Keegan Murray left a gaping hole in our roster, man. And we just haven't recovered, really. We haven't been able to make up for that loss.
Yeah, Trace, before we let you go, where are Keegan's minutes going to fit in? How are others going to be affected by his return minutes-wise?
Well, I mean, you look at it. Last night you started a Keon Ellis instead of Precious Achiuwa. Precious goes back to the bench. Throw Keegan Murray out there. So your starting 5 looks to be Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. And let me just give a bonus take real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I know the team is losing, but your boy Dennis Schroeder has put together a couple of nice games. It seems like he's more comfortable coming off the bench, playing with that second unit. He seems to be the Dennis Schroeder. And mind you, he still played 35 minutes, I think it was yesterday. So it's not like he's, a bench player and only playing 15, 20, 25 minutes. He still played major minutes, but it seems like when he comes into the game, he makes an immediate impact. And that may be the starting lineup. If Russ out there, Dennis coming off the bench going forward. That's all I got, Whitey and Sean. That's Drape's takes right there.
That's fantastic.
You taking one more question from Sean Cunningham?
I guess so.
Yeah, man. I had to ask you because you brought him up. I'm curious because I've been wrestling with this in my head. It was a week ago after the loss to the Timberwolves here in Sacramento when I talked to Schroeder, and he talked about him not being comfortable. And I said to him, you've always struck me as a player that didn't matter how you shoot, you were still being able to be impactful defensively, being that connector, and you haven't really done that. And so he's talking about not feeling comfortable. Do you feel he's added more to that, or is he just hitting shots?
No, I think when you watch him, one of the things Doug Christie has asked of him is to be that head of the snake on both ends of the floor, especially defensively.
Yeah.
Go back and look at the tape against San Antonio at Minnesota. As soon as he comes in, he's picking up 94 feet. And so I think it's sort of freeing. I think coming off the bench takes a lot of pressure off of him. I like the fact that Doug is still playing him 30 to 35 minutes, even though he's off the bench. I mean, he's the guy you brought in and paid, $15 million a year, to be your starting point guard. Like, you got to use him. And so one of the things I saw yesterday, he knocked down the threes early, but I think his first bucket might have been a drive to the basket, a layup, one of his first 2 or 3 buckets. And so I do feel like, Sean, to your point, he sort of let his offensive struggles dictate his overall play. But I thought he's getting back to being Dennis the Menace out there, pressuring 94 feet. And in turn, he's playing more freely. And in turn, his shot looks better. I mean, those last few games when he was struggling, fellas, you could tell when he released the ball, it was almost like he's aiming it, instead of just letting it flow out there. And so I feel like he's letting it flow a little bit these last couple of games.
All right, Drapes, we appreciate it as always. I still think the biggest problem is defense. I know effort is important, and that matters a great deal. But when you keep giving up 30-point quarters and you just can't get stops, it's tough in the NBA to climb out of those holes.
Yeah, I'll say this, though, Whitey. Not to use coach speak, look at the tape, man. Mm-hmm. Mike Woodson showed a lot of tape today. The closeouts are not good, and so to your point, defense has been not good. But part of it is because you're not really hustling out there. You're not really competing out there. How many times are you going to close out hands down and guys say, oh, you're just going to let me shoot this? Bang, and knock it down. And so I think they go hand in hand. You compete better. You play harder. Maybe your defense improves a little bit.
Hey, real fast, man, because, see, I'm getting ready to bless you with an opportunity like G-Man blesses everybody via X Twitter, about his vittles that he eats when he's on the road. I'm getting ready to start to open you one up so you can pat me on my back when you get the endorsement down the road. It's time for Drapes to do a Drapes take on the road, at the hotel, what you're eating, where you going, who you hanging out with. Something, man. We got to get some life, some blood from you, brother. What we doing here?
I know. You're right, Jay.
Yeah, man. You can't just go to the Riverwalk and then all of a sudden go to the Skirvin and you don't post it.
Yeah, go look for those ghosts, man. That's a haunted hotel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the haunted hotel out there. Unfortunately, we don't stay there. But I will tell you, 2 nights ago in San Antonio, I ate at Mi Tierra's, a Mexican spot in San Antonio. It's my go-to. It's one of those spots where they got a full menu. They got a dessert bar. Like, it is a staple in San Antonio. And so I thought about doing that because G-Man's out doing his thing. And he's posting pictures of his plates and everything like that. Maybe I'll start doing that. Or one thing I do like to do when I'm on the road, fellas, I like to go by the pool. So it could be Drake's pool recommendations. You know what I mean? My pool reviews or something like that. Not that y'all would want to see me in my, Speedo or anything but I can show you a shot of the pool and a hot tub and stuff like that on the road.
Yeah.
The talent.
Drapes, diners, and dives. The dives being the pool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. No matter what Jay says, Whitey, you're one creative guy, man. That's pretty smooth, man. That was a good one. I like that. No matter what Jay say about you, man.
I appreciate that, Drapes. I appreciate that.
So what are you going to do in OKC, man? Because I'm tired. I want to know for 2 days, what are you doing? Well, really 3, but 2.5 days. Yeah. What are you doing in OKC?
Well, the plan was to golf with some of the coaches tomorrow, but they got a long practice tomorrow. They got to practice midday, so I'll go to that. Catching up with some of the guys tonight, probably having dinner. Bobby Jackson, my guys out here. That's the one thing about being on the road in the NBA with these guys, especially the coaches, former players. They got people in every city. You know what I mean? So, when Bobby Jackson goes back to Minnesota, he got people. When my boy Jimmy Alapak goes back to San Antonio, he got people. So I don't have anybody here in OKC really, but supposed to hang out with some of the coaches tonight. The hotel is sweet. They got a nice little restaurant downstairs. But think about it, fellas. What can you do on a Monday night or a Tuesday night in Oklahoma City?
So I was asking, man.
Not much.
I'm interested.
Not much. Go for walks, look at some of the sight. Catch up on your sleep, that kind of thing.
Go for walks.
Yeah. Go for walks. Admire the scenery.
Walk. What is the one hotel in the NBA drapes that when you guys have to check out, you're actually a little sad to leave it?
Dude, it's the Regent in Santa Monica.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, the hotel, first of all, is right on Santa Monica Beach, first of all.
Isn't that where you left your wallet? Isn't that where you lost your wallet?
No, that was Hermosa Beach.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That was on vacation, weren't you? Yeah, you were on vacation.
Yeah, I left my wallet in El Segundo, actually. But no,
jeez.
The Regent, dude, the room is like an apartment. They got a living room. They got the fireplace outside. They got the soaking tub. Like, that place is the best hotel in the NBA. So that's the one where I'm like, damn.
Wonder how much Fruit Loops set you back in that place.
Man.
No, I looked it up. You know how they got the little thing on the door? I think it was, and I actually looked it up online. I think it was $1,400 a night or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, we get the discount rate. We get the NBA rate, of course. But yeah,
discount NBA rate.
That's that Allen Styles money.
Whoa. And wait,
thing is nice.
And next month, there's like a 3-4 day trip in La La Land, right? Okay, just saying. Just saying, baby. Mm-hmm. I might see you there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on that one, man. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm on that one. I'm not sure where we're staying yet, but 3 days in Santa Monica would be nice, or the hotel in Beverly Hills, is nice. It's just you're there for work, but it feels like a mini vacation. Also.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I pinch myself every day. That it's funny when I used to travel with the family. My ex would be like, "Why we got to stay in this Best Western?" I'm like, "Hey, we ain't on the NBA dime no more, girl. That's for me when I go on the trip." You know what I mean? We get the Marriotts. Like that's the top.
You adding up your points, huh?
Yeah.
Right. That's how we used to be, man. It's a different lifestyle out here.
All right.
That's terrible.
We appreciate it, Drapes. We'll talk to you in a few days. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, talk to you soon.
There you go.
He's the man.
Yeah. On the road with Kyle Draper.
What's the do in OKC? I'd get in that hotel. I'd try to check out the ghosts. I'd try to get on that floor. Yeah. Not nighttime, but I'd go in like the daytime.
Just go in the lobby, at least check it out.
Yeah. Hey, I've been there.
Yeah, I think they have a bunch of museums and stuff there. I'm sure it's great.
There's always something to do, right?
Tornado Alley, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Doesn't Kevin Durant, does he still have his restaurant there?
I think he does. I'd check that out.
You know what's always interesting, and that's why I pressed it a couple of times, because we've talked to Drapes about it, and he always, for a long time, he was in the running to get the OKC job. And from all accounts, that was going to be his, and he chose to come here to Sacramento instead. But it's interesting because I always tease him and he said it on the show, that's probably like his least favorite city. So I was pressing him to see what he was going to do, because he's always like, dude, when I go to OKC, I just catch up on rest.
Go for a walk.
Yeah, go for a walk.
Watch a movie.
And Drapes is the type of dude, when he gets to cities, he's out. Like, I text him and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm here, man. I just saw a new, lounge or a new spot or, new eatery. When he goes to OKC, Yeah, man, don't worry about that. I'm taking walks.
Now I go for walks. Yeah. When we come back, the Kings at 3-11. What's the plan from here? And is it really just about the effort? Sean Cunningham is with us today to help us figure all that out. Stick around. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now for the last 2 years, I've been sharing the great experience I've had being a customer of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the sales department to the service department, they're top notch. And now is the perfect time for you to have the MB of Stockton experience. The Mercedes-Benz holiday celebration is on, and that means you can get super low rates on new and certified pre-owned models. Plus, they'll throw in 3 years of prepaid maintenance on select models. They make it easy and affordable for you to drive away in the car of your dreams. And if you have a trade-in, well, they're looking for all vehicles to purchase. Any makes, any models, just holler at my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is the gift that keeps on giving. So take the short drive down I-5 and visit my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And while you're there, tell them Drape sent you.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140.
This.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We're taking you up to Thursday Night Football. We got Sean Cunningham with us today. So we only have an hour left here, Sean, to figure out everything that's going on with the Sacramento Kings. Can we do it?
I think so. I think we fix all the world's problems right here. And even listening to Draper in the last segment when he's talking about, well, the team's going to practice and it's going to be a long one. Good.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
Right.
They haven't had much time to practice.
That was good. Draper talking about himself in a Speedo.
Yeah, not
as good.
Yeah.
Not as good.
How'd you like that? Where he's like, I like to go out by the pool. And I'm like, bet you do.
Yeah.
Yep. Scoping around.
Is it really with the Kings right now about effort? I have a hard time believing that. I think you have players that are not good defenders, have never been good defenders. Therefore, they're not going to be good defenders. Is it really... And Drape said this, and I know you've said that. Is it really about effort right now, as Doug Christie seems to think it is?
I have to think that. Like, for people who don't know, like, during the game, I'm shooting highlights here for home games, and I'm doing it from the press seat, and it's a little far, but you can really kind of see the play develop, especially defensively. And I never played basketball. That's why I like covering basketball, because it's something there was no chance I could do. I always marvel at those who can, right? And so you really admire talent when you see it. And when you see guys literally trying to play defense at a professional level and they tell you, get big, put your arms out, and you see them do the opposite. You see some of these guards come out to their defenders, get super low with their arms down to where you're already at a disadvantage size-wise, and they just pass it right over the top of your head.
Hand down, man down.
Crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's wild that at the NBA level that those fundamental things exist, but to your point, like you either are a capable defender or you're not. And even bad defensive teams can still put forth an effort. Like Russell Westbrook, I think, is the prime example of that. That guy is not a good defender, but you wouldn't know it by the effort he puts forth. Like he brings a tenacity more times than not. He's put a career together of being a guy who's going to compete.
Right.
His level of compete and competitive spirit is never in question.
I would suggest that Domas is in that same family because Domas works very hard defensively, and he's still at best a okay defender. But he tries. He gives everything he has. That's why I know I've made this point many times. To me, defense, there's an old cliche that defense is all about effort. At the NBA level, you need to have the effort, but it's about more than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give a damn alone. And the NBA, especially with how long the NBA season is, that can get you through a quarter of the season just on effort alone. Effort and talent can carry you for a substantial amount of season. I mean, I know you've been around it, but I covered that 17-win team, and they were just bad. There was a bad collection of players. They were young. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. Basketball IQ on that team could freeze water. That isn't the case on this team, but they play like it. Yeah. They oftentimes play like a team that just doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible here, if going forward they decide to refresh the roster, rebuild, tank, whatever you want to call it, the Kings are not saying they're doing that, but if they do go that way, is it possible, Sean, that they're going to be making a trade, say we've got this veteran, we're moving off of him. We're bringing in a player who's maybe a lesser player on a deal that expires sooner. My point is this, as hard as this is right now for Kings fans, if they end up making trades like that, we'll trade you our guy, we'll take your guy. He's not great, but his contract expires sooner. And for you to do that, we will actually throw in a sweetener, a second-round pick or a younger player. I think fans are going to go ballistic if they do that.
Yeah, possibly. But it would also be, does it help balance out your roster? Because there's such an imbalance on this team.
Right.
And so to that point, does it, are you losing maybe one of those awful defenders and maybe a person who tends to chuck the ball a lot? I'm not trying to put a spotlight on someone like DeMar DeRozan, but as we talked about earlier, contractually, he's such an easy piece to move that would still hold value to another team. You're not getting a first-round pick for him.
Right.
But freeing him up and maybe bringing back a contract that might address a need on your team, especially from the scope of length and athleticism, I think that's a box that can be checked right away. And to that point, will it put you over the top? No, but it will help balance this roster out and maybe address some of the needs so that, as we talked about earlier, some of these guys aren't doing things that they're being asked to do that aren't part of their physical makeup.
Yeah. I know that it would make some sense depending on how they do it and exactly what they do. I just think it'd be a tough sell. I go back to, and I know people don't like us to talk about the Warriors much here,
right,
but I was doing pre- and post-game stuff on the Warriors station the year they were 15-50. It was just dreadful. Just awful. It was a year after they lost to the Raptors and Kevin Durant left, and they were terrible. They had Alan Smiley-Geach playing like, he's pretty good. No, he's not.
He sucks.
He's not. But one thing they managed to accomplish that year, they traded D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins and a pick that ended up being the 7th pick in Kuminga. They also played so badly that year, they got the 2nd pick, which they didn't capitalize on because they got James Wiseman. So my point is not to belabor things about the Warriors, but they got something out of that. And it would be harder, I think, for the Kings this year if they go, full tank mode or whatever you want to call it, because they're not going to get a lot of, say, like first-round picks for any of these guys.
No, and to that point, like, everything, we build up a lot of what 2027 looks like. The way the contracts are on this team, there's a pretty big, steep financial cliff. And everybody wants to be positioned right from a financial standpoint to be able to be players in that 2027 market. And that's why so often people tank, get rid of, just blow it up, whatever. Yeah. It's like, well, that's going to happen kind of naturally.
And you're not, you've stated you're not just tank, right? Just blow it up.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily, I am if you're built for it, but I just don't think, to that point, if you're going to do it, you have to get off some of these contracts, which I think they're already trying to do anyway. My point is, I just don't think you can get off some of these quote unquote unmovable pieces quick enough to make that happen. And I don't think they're of high value, so like putting it out there, like obviously they'll be higher value once they become expiring. So you have to just get a year later, right? Someone like Zach LaVine, who's, upwards of $45-50 million a year, just an incredible contract. Well, yeah, that's going to be highly coveted by other teams once it gets to that point. But the teams that you can actually trade with right now that can absorb that type of money is near impossible to find, let alone the IQ level from a business standpoint for them to go, oh yeah, let's do that. And it's has nothing to do with Zach as a player.
Right, which gets back to, as I was saying a few moments ago, if you did that, you probably would have to include a sweetener, right? Which people would say, wait a minute, you're giving them something to take Zach LaVine? What are we doing?
And everybody wants to be players in this draft coming up. I mean, this is a substantial draft. It's top heavy for sure, but it's also, if you see any first round pick getting dealt, it's going to be like lottery protected. Nobody's going to sign up to get rid of it unless you're getting somebody that's just, generational talent type of stuff. And even then, you didn't really see that get moved when you saw generational talent get moved recently last year in Luka Doncic. So, it's going to be wild. It really will. And I feel like they're still in evaluation period. And whatever that looks like and whoever's making those calls, the reality is you're stuck with some of these contracts. And how do you make the best of it while also accomplishing what you want to do? They also need to sell tickets.
Yeah. Which is getting tougher and tougher, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to the point of like, oh, just blow it up, play the young guys. Are you going to buy tickets for that? Like every person I've usually talked to about who a season ticket holder or whatever, there are some that'll say, yeah, they'll do it. And I'm starting to find those because I've oftentimes said it, but it's not like people are going to, pay those prices to watch the likes of your second round picks, try to see if they're part of the future just to.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that say that and mean it, but there just aren't enough of them to make it financially worth the Kings' while to do that necessarily, right?
Right,
yeah.
right. And then they'll say, well, it's not working this way. And I get the cynical side of it, but like it or not, you still have two Hall of Famers on your team right now. And there are people that would like to watch Russell Westbrook play in a Kings uniform, and there are people that still come to the games that want to see the opposition.
Yeah. It would be great if they were able to get another first rounder in this draft, but that's almost impossible.
I don't see it. Not with what they have. Now, where I think things can get interesting, because I know people mock the it takes two to tango, whatever. But in this day and age, it really takes like 3 or 4. So I think Scott Perry has very much a similar Monty McNair approach to the way they look at the rumors and landscapes of the open market. Like, you want to attach yourself to things, especially when you have the ability to offload contracts, bring things back. This team, I don't feel is, they'll always say it, but I believe that they will look you in the eye and tell you the truth. I don't think they're afraid of luxury tax, but they ain't doing it for a team that's 3-11, right? So knowing that, okay, yeah, if you can show that you can sustain something, it'll be worth it. But I don't call this team cheap necessarily. I just don't think they pay coaches not to coach. I don't think that's an accurate
that's
portrayal.
Where all the money's going.
Right. I don't think it's an accurate portrayal of their business sense, but I do think that they want to be smart about it. Now, if you can attach yourself to some of these other things and be able to move offload a bigger contract and maybe bring something back, maybe it's not a first-round pick this year, but I think there's ways to do it. But straight up 2 for 2 or 1-on-1, I don't think that's possible.
Just not there. Do you see any potential for a deal between the Kings and the Warriors involving Domantas Sabonis? It would be very complicated. Yeah. I don't know if there's any interest on either side. I do see how that would be potentially a fit for the Warriors.
100%.
Yeah.
And to my understanding, like, look, I think they'd still want to move Kuminga. I think they'd be open to doing so. I think that's the gateway there. But the problem is I don't see them sacrificing shooting. And that's still, I think, a non-starter when it comes to what they want to accomplish. If they're bringing somebody in like Domas, they want to surround him with shooting still. So, they want to keep Buddy Hield. They want to keep Moses Moody. There's having that type of mentality around it. Can they find some sort of piece like Domas where they can move the ball through a big man? Absolutely. But they're one of the few teams that you can identify that's like, well, they're set up nicely with length around him to where they can help him. And there's certainly others exist. One of the ones that I thought about in the offseason, I was like, boy, he'd look good going back to OKC and doing some of the things that they do, because they're built so strong with physicality and defense, and adding someone like him, like you said, just a capable defender, somebody who's going to hold his own but do so many things to connect everybody and make everyone better, he'd be ideal in them.
As you said a few moments ago, and I agree with you, it's a kind of conundrum from a fan standpoint, because you look at Domas, and he's been third-team All-League a couple times. But as you said, again, I agree with you, you can't really build around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you find that Aaron Gordon? How do you find that? Look, I know people will say, hey, Miles Turner and Domas didn't work from a winning standpoint in Indiana. It's like, no, they didn't have a point guard. It's hard.
And they were okay.
They were fine.
Yeah, they were
fine.
out of the first round 4 years in a row. But
right.
Yeah,
but that's what you need. You need to have somebody that Aaron Gordon, that Paolo Banchero, somebody who's going to be able to take that, type of be able to stretch the floor. If you can find a stretch the floor rim protector, that's your unicorn.
Mm-hmm. With all the focus on everything that's going wrong, I honestly don't think that Domas is getting enough credit now from those of us in Sacramento for playing through this rib thing as well as he is. And I understand it because, we're so concerned with the bigger picture. But he's playing really well last couple of games, and obviously he's in a great deal of discomfort. He could easily say, I can't go, I'm sitting down.
Yeah, and I think it comes just down to pride. If your coach, your fans, your media, national landscape, before the season started, you heard, DeMar DeRozan talking about, I thrive off of the negativity, the stuff that I hear. I want to go out and prove people wrong. And then the people in your walls around you are starting to question your competitive spirit. Like, at what point does pride kick in? And for him, he's always a guy that's going to play through something. It's rare for him to sit out. And I feel like it's just going to be going forward the rest of the way. Maybe get to the All-Star break where there's an extended period for him to rest those ribs, because he takes a beating out there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
His face is usually always getting hit, and every time he's clutching those ribs. But is it impacting your game? And I've heard people say, oh, he's been terrible, whatever. He's still the only guy that can board. He didn't play against, was it the Thunder? I'm trying to remember.
Friday night when Hartenstein scored 57 or whatever.
Yeah, career night. Okay, to that point, their backup, their person who was filling in for Domas was Drew Eubanks. He had 1 rebound. That's what you're talking about. You go from league-leading rebounder, even playing hurt is still going to get you boards and second-chance opportunities and still get beat up. Mm-hmm. And I get it, but that's why I asked Kyle what I asked him about the scoring, because I feel like so often fans look at somebody, if they played well, and they just equate it to how many points did you score.
Yeah.
And I hate
absolutely.
that. I hate that.
Right.
And then the other thing I hate, too, is when people go, oh, there's such a focus on who starts. And it's like, all right, great. You had a game recently, and I can't remember who the opponent was, so forgive me, but they started, I think it might have been Eubanks or Neat Clifford, I forget who it was, and he played 4 minutes. When Keon Ellis got into the game in those fourth quarters, and he played the entire fourth quarter, so he gets 12 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did something funny where it was did you remember he brought him in the first quarter? He didn't start. This is before he was starting. Brought him in the first quarter. He played the 12 minutes, so now it's in the front, didn't play in the back.
I know. I'm telling you.
It's the same thing.
Right. Oh,
so
exactly.
It doesn't matter. So
They're trying to trick us. See, he's playing.
And I don't blame when we were doing our prognostication of what is this team going to be any good or not? What do you expect for them? I said I think they're going to really lean into their vets because it's the talent on the roster, and a lot has to go well for them to do it, but they're going to have to play them a lot of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think that that's the smartest thing to do in today's NBA. If you have to rely on DeMar DeRozan to be who he is and get you through, he should not be playing 37 minutes a game.
Right.
And it's hard for me to fault Doug Christie for doing so, because that's your stabilizer. He can get to the free throw line. He can get you a bucket. That keeps you in games, but you're going to run him into the ground. And if you need him later on, remember last year, they used him so much. His usage rate was so high, and he ran into some nicks and knacks by December, and then his coach was gone.
Sean Cunningham with us today. We're going to get to the 49ers in a moment. Before we do, could you handicap for us, if you're comfortable doing this?
Oh, no.
Which Kings you think are most likely to be dealt if the Kings decided to trade people? And I'll phrase it this way, because we're not trying to paint anybody in a negative light.
Right.
Which teams or which players would have the most demand around the league that are on this?
Yeah. Well, I think demand, you're looking at Keon Ellis and you're looking at Keegan Murray. Mm-hmm. So from an outsider's perspective, I think they're the ones where, and of course, you're cupboard full of picks.
Yes.
That's obvious.
Sure.
So that's where you're most potent, that has you break glass in case of emergency if you can go out and find a generational talent or somebody who's going to be your stud going forward. I get that. That I think is what's coveted most. The reality is what you want to get rid of.
Hopefully those are in that's not for sale.
Right.
Not for sale.
Well, yeah, that's the ones you'd rather not get rid of, but I think anything is attainable, and I'd be willing to move off of picks myself for certain players in this league, but the reality is those guys don't get dealt too often, except for last year.
Who are you talking about?
Well,
You're not talking about Ja, are you?
Well, see, now that's a fun conversation to be had. I would move a first round pick for Ja Morant. In fact, there was a time where I think it would have cost, depending on your protections, it probably would have cost you upwards of 3 to 4 first-round picks.
Right. It's going to take at least 2, isn't it?
100%.
What
And by the way,
Bain went for.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't see John Morant getting dealt. Like, I just don't believe that Memphis will do that. So putting that aside, if we're entertaining it, yeah.
By the way, he's hurt, so he'll miss the game against the Kings, which is good.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's nice.
Guess that's good.
How's that worked out so far? Wemby was out. They lost Stephen Castle and Dylan Harper were already out. That's when you get a career game from someone, so someone's going to step up and get a career game. But to go back to the point, I think the most tradable piece is DeMar DeRozan. But again, does that net you something that gets you better? Unlikely, but it might help free up some of the logjam.
Because he's a proven commodity. He's very consistent. You know what he is. And he doesn't get hurt, and his contract is not fully guaranteed next year.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, and it'll be and he can provide something. I think you can look at probably a lot of these teams right now that might be, we just need that other piece, or we're this much away, or we're having look at the Clippers. I mean, they're a disaster right now. If just looking back at it, I'd rather be in the Sacramento Kings seat than the Clippers seat right now, because that is a mess. And certainly we have a hyper focus for Sacramento and, this is bad, blah, blah, blah. But at least you have some sort of future with picks and not a lot of money beyond 27. So that makes more fiscal sense to me.
I agree.
And you look at the Clippers, it's like, oh boy, there are legit careers attached to some of these players that going forward a year from now, I mean, I don't know what it looks like for coaches, GMs, people in that front office. I mean, that's going to be a tough thing to do, but I think he could address a need there and help out.
Yeah, I would think that Malik might have some suitors as well.
Certainly, but I think it's tough still with the money that he makes, because he's still what he provides, absolutely, but the number that's attached to him, just value-wise, is tough to absorb, and you have to find someone that's just going to allow him to be him. And I think because there's such a premium of shooting and playmaking, that would help, but again, the money is – there's not a lot of situations where people want to bring in a $20 million six-man, and he's probably at his best coming off the bench. And he can play starters minutes. I get it, and I think playing starting minutes with Sacramento is where they're at their best. But and plus just for what Malik means to this team and what they want their identity to be, fan favorite, he gets that building going. It'd be a tough one to see for me.
So would you put Domas second? I know Sam Amick on the station said there's a few teams that have already raised their hand indicating they would have some interest if you were on the market.
Yeah. I'd like to talk to some of those, because they have to make sure that they have what's needed around him.
Incredibly difficult.
I mean, you look at Orlando. Orlando, if they got rid of some of their, they have some guards there that they'd probably like to move. But having him next to Banchero would be awesome. And you got Wagner right there.
Franz Wagner, yeah.
Yeah. And they wouldn't move any of those guys to get him, but they also are a team that, especially with Bain and all that stuff, that could be fun.
Yeah, that's it. Trade Domantas Sabonis for 3 more guards.
There it is.
There you go.
Not so bad. Yeah, you could trade for a guard if you have an all-star caliber player. Not the that's a tough part. Everyone looks in the East and they go, the Darius Garlands of the world. No, I get it. You get this player who's coming off a rookie deal. Maybe he gets a little bit of an extension and, he's got such a high ceiling. And it's like, that's fine.
Zach LaVine, it's hard to imagine anybody wanted to pony up the dough.
No, it's like that poison pill, right? I just can't. I can't see that happening. I just don't know how that. Like last year, there was so much chatter. I figured if they hadn't pulled it off with Sacramento, he would be wearing a Milwaukee Bucks jersey. Chris Middleton would be in Chicago. That was kind of the chatter there, and Washington was a little bit of a factor, and thus Zach comes to Sacramento and Chris goes to Washington. But I feel like his game can help a lot of teams. It's just that money, man.
Yeah.
How do you make that work?
Yep. Sean Cunningham with us today. We'll have more Kings talk, I'm sure, before we're done with the program. But it's time for which 49ers are injured now. And here's what we have.
Well, I thought you was going to talk about good things for the 49ers.
All right,
Man.
we'll do that. What do you got, Jay? Brock Purdy served notice yesterday. Yes. Well, I don't know if they can move off of Mac Jones. No, Brock Purdy showed I'm better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones did very well. Thank goodness Mac Jones played as well as he did, keeping the 49ers afloat. But he's no Brock Purdy.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey says vintage Brock Purdy, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, and I saw that. You probably saw this note. It was like a stat where it was Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, maybe one other. And it was like the 9th of his career of 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions.
How about that?
Would you put him in a top 10 quarterback?
Right now?
Yeah.
No. I'd consider it. I mean, he's close. He's just first game back, top 10.
Okay,
Close.
coming into the season, how about that? Coming into the season before the injury.
Yes.
I would have too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom, but yeah.
And you got to pay a top 10 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a problem with him, the money he makes, and just getting him on the field. Toe injury, didn't think it would keep him out this long.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, you mentioned the interceptions, no interceptions. I know he had a ball or two yesterday that might have been picked off, and you can look at this number, this throw, that throw. The touchdown pass he threw down the right sideline.
Ooh,
to Kittle. When I saw that, I was like, yep, that's the guy.
That's not Mac Jones.
No, sir.
Tell you that much.
Big time throw. Kittle said, I said, okay, now we're playing in the NFL right now. That was beautiful.
One of the things we talked about, and people talked about coming into the last 4 or 5 weeks, the 49ers can't put up anything over 30 points. And as soon as Purdy comes back, man, what you talking about? 30?
Mm-hmm.
We looking for 50, baby. We hunting. He is a little different. I know we're tongue in cheek a little bit. We're not calling him Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson and company, but there is a different level to what he is compared to Mac Jones. Truly it is.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, Whitey, thank you. No disrespect. We appreciate you, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Hopefully we can do the same thing that we did to Sam Darnold for you, that we did for Sam Darnold, which is bless you to have another starting position somewhere down the line. We appreciate you for filling in, but the boy is back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because I know the cynical say, "Oh, you did what you're supposed to do." I don't care. Like that. They have an easy schedule.
There's a lot of value in doing what you're supposed to
100%. 100%. You can't tell me. I don't care if that is the Cardinals or the. I mean, are they the worst team in the NFL? I don't. To me, it doesn't matter. They had I was at the game at Levi's. It was 16-15 final. They win by 1. Kyler Murray's still playing in that game. Now they look 100 times different than from that week. But you still have to go on the road in the NFL and get a win. And
I gotta say, speaking of how they look, the black uniforms and the black helmets for the Cardinals.
No? Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yes.
I like them. Yeah.
I like them a lot. A Cardinal actually has it's red, obviously, but there's some black on there, and those black helmets, they look good. Jacoby Brissett with 47 completions?
Hey, he was throwing the rock, wasn't he? NFL record.
47.
If I had told you guys that dude was going to have that many completions, you would have thought they lost.
I would have thought
the Niners would have lost.
Yeah, I would have thought you needed some help.
Yeah.
You okay? How many? 47? Yeah, that was he had a huge day yesterday. And let's face it, the 49ers secondary still struggled a little bit.
I might be the only person that thinks that, I get it. They're depleted. The injuries have just been their bugaboo for seasons now.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I don't like to speak in extremes, but this might be the most I've been impressed with a Kyle Shanahan-led team, because this team's gritty. I mean, they bring back Saleh, so I think that helps a lot with what they're trying to do defensively, but they're relying on guys that they shouldn't have to be relying on. They have no pass rush. I mean, they lose their edge, lose their captain in Warner. I mean, these guys are just depleted, and they're making it work somehow. And to me, the grittiness that this team has shown, I understand why – having an easy schedule and maybe being frustrated they didn't go out and find that edge rusher. But my goodness, they're fun to watch for me. I really get behind watching what this team can do. And I know they run into some struggles, but having Brock back, this is like akin to maybe that fan hoping Keegan Murray can help the Kings in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just do what you can do offensively and hope the defense can do a little bit, you should be able to finish out pretty nice.
Yes. As you mentioned, they've, as we all know, been shorthanded. That brings us to, as I tried to get to earlier, before I was so rudely interrupted.
How dare I?
That's right.
Which 49ers are hurt now. We're back with that next on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
When the Kings light up the court, Sacramento lights up the night, and it all leads to Revival at the Sawyer. All November long, show your Sactown Sports app and enjoy buy one, get one half-off beverages. From pregame anticipation to postgame celebration, Revival is the rooftop for true fans with elevated views, unbeatable energy, and that signature Sacramento spirit that connects us all. Revival at the Sawyer, where the city and the team both rise. Reserve your table today at revivalsacramento.com. Offer valid once per visit per person.
No payments for 90 days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's right, no payments until February 2026 on every new Ram, Jeep Wrangler, Gladiator, even the Pacifica. No payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock at the guaranteed lowest price. You can check out their full lineup at sacssuperstore.com or stop on by. They're centrally located right across from Hagan Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something. And right now, no payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions. Like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
All right, here we go. Got Sean Cunningham with us today. Yeah. Taking you up to the top of the hour and Monday Night Football. Anything can happen and usually does when the Cowboys play the Raiders, Sean.
Sure do.
Look out.
I'm already seeing all the cutaways of Tom Brady walking in his Raiders starter jacket. Maybe it's a leather jacket. I don't know. It looked like a starter jacket, but I think we're going to see more Tom Brady cutaways than we see Taylor Swift cutaways at a Chiefs game.
Oh, okay. I have to be careful here because I think Ramsey's around.
Uh-oh.
And he's a big Raider fan. I believe the Raiders have 4 games this year where they've scored 10 or fewer points. That's the most in the league. And it's tied for the most the Raiders have had in a season since, I think, ever.
Mm.
Yeah. through 9 games. Yeah, they're struggling offensively. Chip Kelly has not quite been the magician that Pete Carroll hoped he would be with that offense.
Pete Carroll reminds me of like a yoga instructor too, by the way. Every time like I see him on the sideline.
I would be surprised if he's never done that. You know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That team's just garbage. Absolute garbage.
Jeff M. in the YouTube chat, you guys have a super short memory. Brock is mid, always has been. Next week, he'll probably have one of those games with 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions.
Huh.
How many games has he had of that?
Yeah, I don't think so, Jeff.
Can't wait to see that that incredible Niners Indy game, the Colts and how they're playing. That'll be the true test for Brock Purdy and his cynics.
Because they just started yesterday, did the Niners, this 4-game stretch where it's, Carolina next week, Cardinals, they got the Browns and the Titans. Easiest 4-game stretch in the league. And we've all been talking, Sean, for months and months about the easy schedule. Yesterday on Fox, on the graphic, they said the last 3 games are the toughest last 3 games in the NFL.
And
the Colts and the Bears and the Seahawks.
And they'll get their bye week in between.
Yeah.
Right? And
14.
Probably no Brandon Ayuk, which is, I mean, I know everyone like hopes he's coming back and all these things. Like that guy tore like everything you can tear in a knee. That to me seems like a multi-season.
Get signed, get in camp, and we don't drop the ball.
Good point. That's a good point.
There you go. Is the 49er offense back to the point where they can kind of protect and carry the defense down the stretch?
They certainly look like it. I mean, they look like it. They're the only part of the team that, in my mind, has a swagger about them. You know, has that star power, has that confidence. I mean, you get Pearsall back, that helps. Give Brock some weapons out there. Kittle, I think, has played amazing all season. But yeah, I mean, because of what the defense has suffered with the loss of so many guys. You hope that they can get out there and just be able to move the ball and find points, but then you're dealing with a kicker who just, all the Jake Moody and Eddie Pinheiro and all that drama that happens, you finally get some stability and he goes out with a hamstring injury,
Yep. Eddie Pinheiro out with a hamstring injury. They're going to bring in some kickers this week, Jay. Yeah. And Tatum Bethune, high ankle sprain, will miss a few weeks, and that's which Niners are injured today.
Yeah. Let me help you, Sean. They better.
Yeah, they better.
They better be the side of or one of the 3, the trio sides of football that needs to show up and show out. Mm-hmm. Because if you're thinking it's going to be the defense where, you got Renardo Green getting yanked by the face mask, and as you talked about, Eddie De Niro, he's no longer money because of a hamstring. The offense better be that type of caliber. If not, 49ers are in trouble.
Brock didn't look mobile. He stayed in the pocket. He held on the ball still a little too long. I know it was, people always hit him for that. But, where's Juwan Jennings been?
Juwan Jennings, it seems like when Brock Purdy throws him a pass, the ball is stickier. Juwan Jennings, if Brock Purdy throws it, it doesn't matter where it is. Juwan Jennings is going to catch it. If it's Mac Jones, he might.
Yeah.
50-50 shot.
He made one of those catches yesterday. It's like, that's Juwan Jennings.
Yeah. That's what you need to see. Hopefully they can get him out from, he's been nowhere. He's been a non-factor. And then he's like, I'm not going to fumble again. I'm not going to fumble the rest of the season. Okay.
Yeah. He had 7 broken ribs and a crushed vertebra or something. I don't know.
Five broken ribs and a larynx that's not proper, right?
Right. That was in the wrong way.
Right. Can't even speak.
Yeah. The playoff picture. If the playoffs started today, number 1 in the NFC, Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2, the Rams.
How about that?
3, the Bears. 4, Tampa Bay. 5, Seattle. 6, the Packers. 7, the 49ers, which means that if the playoffs started today, 2 would play 7, and you'd have the 49ers opening against the Rams.
The Rams, baby.
3rd time of the year.
Yeah.
I like it.
Also, you got the Lions are out right now. The Lions are 8th currently. Panthers, who the 49ers have coming up, they're 9th. And in the AFC, the Chiefs are 9th. They are a 5-5 football team.
But do you
love it?
Would you love to see them go up against the Bills in the playoffs again and pick against them and watch how that works out?
The Buffalo Bills, the current 5th seed in the AFC. Yeah, in the AFC, it's Broncos. Number 1 seed. Patriots, Colts, Steelers, Bills, Chargers, Jags.
Who do you least of those group? I know what the Patriots won 9 straight, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer.
Remember the Raiders beat them on opening
I don't
day.
believe Patriots one bit.
No, I don't either.
I'm with you.
They're the biggest frauds to you?
Yeah, and to that point, like I know it's a quarterback award, win the MVP, but if the MVP had to give out today, and there's those that, it's got to go to Drake May, I'm leaning more Jonathan Taylor myself.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
Or
Stafford.
The Bears aren't bad, but I don't think they're a legit 3 seed.
No, they're not.
I wouldn't pick on them.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to win in the NFC North right now.
Jumble bucket, Jay.
It is.
It's like a
definitely
big
in the
jumble
jumble
bucket.
They truly are in the jumble bucket.
The 49ers, whatever they're going to do, they need to do it now. And I read this today. The Niners have alternated wins and losses since their 3-0 start. The NFC is too deep for that up-and-down ride to be sustainable. They're 16th in scoring, 14th in points allowed. They haven't really done anything remarkably well yet, but they've been just kind of holding down the fort until the reinforcements have arrived, hopefully.
I would say, I mean, to me, remarkable is Christian McCaffrey. I think he's easily, if you had to give an MVP award to a member of this team, he's the guy. But I know there's always that, they feature him so much, and will it come to strike when, of all the injuries you're dealing with, I mean, he's going to get banged up, and you can't rely on him to go deep into a season, let alone a postseason, because he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And very well could be.
Yeah.
But I think he's been remarkable.
I know that I'm the umpteenth person to say this, but how strange is it that the 49ers, with all these injuries, Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams, they've been the two they're fine. Those guys are fine. Yeah.
Even yesterday, I like, Shanny, go to the bench a little bit. And I know there's not that deep of a bench because half the guys are playing and starting, and
You want to see B-Rob get some toast?
Yeah, again, if you're up by so many points, let Isaac Garendo get off. Put the cleat. Does his cleats even work? Like, we see them on special teams, but are they even laced? Or that's what we need to figure out. B-Rob could have got way more. So he could have told it to rock a little more compared to McCaffrey, and just keeping them in. I thought they went with the starters a little too long for my liking.
But don't you think right now Shanny is just gripping? Like, I am not leaving anything to chance.
Man, you were up by dub.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know how coaches are sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking any chances with anything.
He went the Tom Thibodeau route
Yeah,
because he's like, it might be up 35, but we're not to the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter yet. So
yeah, we're not taking anybody out.
Stick to the game plan.
We'll turn our attention back to those Sacramento Kings when we come back and wrap things up with Sean Cunningham. Sactown Sports, don't go away.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Well, now is the time before winter is full on up in your kitchen to make sure your heater, your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out at leesair.com right now. Get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating does all that. They've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can keep you warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. You know, it's cold this weekend. Turned our heater back on, and we could tell it was on because it was warmer, but we could not hear the unit working. This is high-level stuff. It was incredible. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating can take care of you, whatever your needs. Find out more at leesair.com. Check on their mission statement. Check on those specials that they currently have available. And let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me, treating us like family while setting us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life. They've spent, as I said, more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair of your AC furnace and water heater, plus residential and commercial plumbing repair and commercial HVAC services too. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers. the #1 wiper blades in America.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration.
Thunder.
The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
More Kings talk to discuss.
And we got you covered. It's the Drive Guys.
Really enjoying talking with Sean Cunningham today. Sean Cunningham, who worked at this station long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Many moons ago.
Yes.
Who fired you, Sean?
I act a lot younger than I am, and this feels like an eternity ago. But it was so much fun. This is like always home.
Sean, pick up your phone and text me who fired you, because if I know him, I'm firing them.
Yeah. Well, they're not here no more, but
if I know him, I'm going to fire them up.
And then I was mentioning to Sheena, my wife, yesterday that you were coming in, and she said, oh, doesn't he work at what station? And then I realized I was, no, But he used to. I mean, you worked at a number of TV stations as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. My next one up is probably going to be Univision. But I'm not. My goal wasn't to try to work for every station in the market. But it sometimes you take a minute to find your forever home, right?
Well, it seems to me you did a really good job at all of them.
Thank you.
So, but I mean, yeah. As she said that, I was thinking, now, wait, he used to work, and then he worked at. Yeah. So, yeah.
I've had a little bit of identity crisis for the past few years. It was easy for because it was 12 years at 10, 3 years at 40, and now I'm not even a full year at 3 yet. But yeah,
where the news comes first.
They got the chopper, buddy. I want to get up in that.
Have you been in there?
Once. No, I want to get up there one time though. They were not going to let me in there.
Yeah.
Why not? Say you want to peep the beam from the roof or something.
I do. I definitely do. Like I feel like I speak as if I want to do it because it sounds great in theory. But then there's part of me that's probably like, no, I don't want to do that. Like I might back out.
I should do it.
I should do it.
Did you know? I didn't know this, Jay. Perhaps you knew. He does a regular feature with NBC Sports California where he talks to drapes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we did it once. We have a little partnership there, and I joined the Deuce Mo and Draper on the pregame show before. I think it was Timberwolves game. I can't. Yeah, it was the Timberwolves game here at home, and that was a lot of fun. I hadn't done that before, and that setup is cool, and a lot of people behind the scenes, and they get a cast of regular Kings fans that show up all the time, bringing cookies and trinkets and all these kind of things to greet everybody. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just got to see Draper, and I went a little out of pocket by pounding the table for Zach LaVine to shoot more. I was like, you're on this team to shoot. 7 shots ain't gonna cut it, my guy.
Yeah. So see that? So,
I had no clue.
He and Drapes go way back.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's fun stuff.
Here's a stat from Will Z. Perhaps you saw this today, SI.com. Looking at how many times the Kings have given up 30 points in a quarter. The Kings gave up their league-leading 34th and 35th 30-plus point quarters of the year. That means out of the 54 quarters the Kings have played this year, they've given up 30 or more points in 64.8% of them, which leads the league.
Gross.
We get sprayed on all the time.
Gross. Just gross.
And teams are shooting, I believe it's 51.4% against them for the season from the floor.
Yeah, you're used to Sacramento giving up a lot of points from the perimeter. Like that used to be the thing forever. Oh, you clog the paint. Whatever you give up in the three-point shooters league, we get it. But they're more comfortable in giving away perimeter defense. But when you can just get in the paint and you literally watch them just back up, that's crazy. There's just nothing to meet them with force to stop them. And like last I checked, y'all still have 6 fouls. Go out and use them.
There you go. Yeah. There's really not an area of the floor that they're defending well.
Never.
Right?
No, there's not. And when this whole league is about paint touches and sprays and all that stuff. And they're just, they do so many, you have some players that play well, but I feel like team defense, the poor defenders on this team and the lack of effort really infects the ones that actually do bring it, and it's just an odd mix of players, and
it really is. That's to me, it all comes back to that.
There's so many things that just go wrong, but the one thing, it sounds cliche, but the one thing you can control is your effort, and if you just hope pride kicks in at some point. They have so many talented players on that team that have experienced everything in this league, and Russell Westbrook should not be able to get signed right off the couch and come on in and be able to be the biggest spark plug that you have.
Yeah, I think even, perhaps you disagree, of course, but I think Precious Achiuwa, for a guy that signed late, and then he was in camp with Miami, and then they decided last minute before the season started, and then he comes in and plays a little bit for the Kings, but he stands out on this team.
100%.
Because he does things that no one else on the team does.
Yeah, and he can be like your hockey goon in a way. Go out there, be an enforcer, be someone that's going to, set a tone and establish. You hear punch first all the time. This team doesn't. They almost look to get punched. It's like, please hit me in the face. Maybe sometimes you have to get hit in the face to respond. And some teams you see go down double digits, go down 10, and then, all right, rally the troops. This brings it out of them. This team goes the other way.
Yeah.
And last year, look, you've seen in years past, because of the way their offense had been set up, that, sometimes it's almost similar to Brock Purdy. He throws that first interception, and all of a sudden he's better after that. I think they said that about Jimmy Garoppolo. Like
Jimmy was that way, yeah.
He'd throw an interception, and all of a sudden that would just bring it out of him, get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
This team almost had to fall down double digits to respond, and they'd claw their way back, and they'd show as Kyle and I said earlier, a give a damn about him.
Mm-hmm.
Pride kicked in, whatever it was. Fourth quarter Fox, he'd turn it on. He'd be able to be that guy, rise to the level that whatever it is, but this team just doesn't seem to have that instinct in them to where, some teams can rise to the level of the opposition and they play down to theirs, I feel, more times than not. Oh, this team doesn't have such and such. Now you got a career night from someone like Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah. That 46-win season right after Beam Team won the next year when they ended up getting knocked out of the play-in by the Pelicans. It was such a weird year because expectations were so high. And I remember it was not a comfortable year. But watching yesterday the game and seeing, HB and Fox again, that 46-win year, that seems like the good old days right now,
Yeah.
The really good days were the year before that.
The glory days.
Yeah, take that again in a heartbeat. When all that year we were trying to figure out what's wrong with this team.
Yeah, it just shows how much.
We're just almost wrapping up.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought we were done.
No problem.
Yeah, just to that point. I'm a music guy, man. I was like, who's this? I don't listen to it. Yeah, man, just glory days. I mean, you finish, 2-3 wins in the loss column, and you so many spots down in the Western Conference. Those do feel like the good old days because the way this team is put together, you just don't see something tangible that you can hang your hat on and say this team is going to be good at this. I thought they'd be a good scoring team. They don't play like it. And they have a ton of scorers. Not a lot of shooters, but a ton of scorers.
But in your estimation, your best guess, you don't think that the organization has given up on the play-in this year? It's pretty close, right?
It's teetering, I would imagine. But everything I've been told is like, look, they want to compete. That they want to compete, and how they can find a move that even if it suffers this one season and you're back next year, like I think there's a belief that it doesn't take much to turn your team around.
So which team turns their season around first, the Cowboys or the Raiders? Or not just the season, their fortunes?
Washington Generals. They turn their seasons and their fortunes around first.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate it. Sean Cunningham, formerly of Sactown Sports, now KCRA3. Thanks for being with us. We're back with you tomorrow. I think the High Flyers in with us, Jay. And stick around because we got pregame activities now for the Raiders and the Cowboys next on Sactown Sports.
Thank you.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products